Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. Dan, we both had a blast in Detroit. It does feel good to get back home and record in your own studio. Happy Thursday, man.
I'll tell you, man, nothing like the home studio for sure. The mics are correct, the lights are correct, and we're feeling good. We're amped up to be back with you, Andy. And when we were at dinner on Tuesday night, you were saying to Kelly, you were like, man, it's like 60% chance Dan's voice will not make it until Thursday's edition. I rested on Wednesday. I'm good to go, man. And we're amped because we got a great show coming your way. Gianni the Greek is here. Steam report. What action are we seeing in the World Cup? What bets do we need to be making right now? Gianni just fired one this morning, and he's going to give it to you on the show here live. Gio Raineri is also joining us. He's going to talk about my Phillies, who just are coming off an ass beating. And then we also got Brewers and Cardinals that we'll be breaking down. And then huge UFC card this weekend. McGregor is back taking on Holloway. Kyle Anthony's got a best bet for that. And then we may even had some chance to make things interesting. And folks, if you're tuning in trying to find out that I win a free 3-day flex pass, all of our winners will be announced on Friday's show. We have several different ones to give away. We want to make sure that we do that the correct way. So after a travel day, Andy, winners will be coming on Friday. But let's start the show off with a winner right now, though, brother. Wager Talk Today, play of the day, and we're making it a parlay. What do we got?
Yeah, we're going to do a cross-sport parlay here, and the odds have changed on this one. We just got word that Morocco's top goal scorer is out, but we'll still go over the play. Those all-access clients know I love betting on Dabrowski and Stefani. This is one of these hidden markets, these women's doubles that are just gems, and I think they keep rolling here over Ayama and Liang. Listen, it's pretty simple. Dabrowski and Stefani, all 4 wins here at Wimbledon are dominant 2-set winners. They can be frustrating at the lesser tournaments, Dan, because they get cute and they screw around, but this is like a full-time legit team, and when it comes down to the majors, they handle their business. I expect them to be in the finals. And Ayama and Lang, 3 out of 4 wins have gone 3 sets, so they're not nearly as dominant. I just think Dabrowski and Stefani are playing as good as you can possibly play in doubles. So we'll take them as a parlay leg. And then I did this play last. I'm like 0 for on doing plays of the day the night before. I think I'm being responsible and like, you know what? I'll get ahead of this. I'll do the play of the day the night before. And I think every single time I've done it the night before, something happens with somebody being ruled out or a massive line move or something. So this is not minus 122 now that the player got announced, but I like France to advance, love them even more. So Dan, you pulled up the lines. You can tell everyone what they're at right now.
Yeah, so with the new movement here for France, and I wanted to try and find a way to make a case for Morocco in this game, but now they'll be without their leading goal scorer. So now you saw the odds shift like crazy, Andy. We're now up to minus 151 when you pair these together because France is over a minus 420 favorite here to advance. So if you want to back this play, you got to eat a little chalk, which on a parlay, we like to keep these around, 140 and lower, but minus 151 if you want to play this official play. If you think France now without the goal scorer can get it done in regulation time, which I think is a very likely one, you'll actually turn this into a plus money play. So if you take France on the 90-minute line, you're now looking at plus 111. So 2 different ways to attack it. Even with the move, Andy, we love the play because the tennis side of the equation we like. And now with the leading scorer, I cashed out my bet on Morocco this morning. Luckily, I was having some cold feet, and I still was able to get the same stake I put in. And I guess my intuition was correct for once, Andy.
Yes, absolutely. So let's bring in Gianni. We'll talk about some action today. Gianni said before the show he's got quite a bit of action today. So Gianni, happy Thursday.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, just so much excitement. I've been up all morning. Just got the first set of NFL and college football power ratings. Last year was the first year that I implemented them. And again, that's why I'm so hyped about what's ahead. We didn't even have to define probability. Finished number 1 in profit, college football, NFL combined over 120 units, only hitting about 55, 56%. Like, didn't have to hit no 80%, didn't have to defy probability. So really excited about that. And the reason I brought it up is because we will start sending out futures. Again, futures have done really well. Right now in baseball, we're sitting on 2 futures, Tampa Bay and Milwaukee, both sitting first in their divisions, both a lock to make the playoffs, both giving us a ton of equity. In soccer, we have Argentina at 10-1, and we have Spain at 5.5-1. A lot of equity there. So NFL college football futures and season win totals will start coming out very soon. Now, you touched on tennis. Let me share real quickly what I have. As far as Wimbledon goes, both men's favorites are being bet tomorrow. So both sides are heavy chalk, and they are eating it. I mean, I saw minus 640 in 4 different off-screen accounts get hit on a favorite. Like, they were not afraid to lay minus 640.
Wow.
So both favorites in the men's side. In the women's side, I actually gave out a play, and here, I'll give it to you guys here too. Actionable information for you. Oh, it just started. Kostiuk this now against Noskova. We bet Kostiuk at minus 135, and she went off at minus 175. So we placed a great bet on Marta Kostiuk. It's tied right now. Don't know what the live number is, but we are on Marta Kostiuk.
Gianni, I'm gonna jump in real quick. It is bettable right now. It's minus 135. So if you guys want to tail the play, you can absolutely bet it live right now.
Wow,
So
yeah, close.
It just started. It's early in the first set, so it's not that bad.
No, awesome. Thank you. And yeah, so that covers the tennis. Now, as far as soccer, I released a 4% in Argentina. That's over at WagerTalk. Check out the free picks page. I think it's Nueva Chicago and Tristan under 2 and good to under 1.5 at plus money. But make sure you double check that if you are going to piggyback. So that gets the Argentina out of the way. But as far as World Cup, it's all in France. No surprise. You guys touched on it. They were going to get money regardless. The news just adds to it. So the books are going to be huge Morocco fans today. And listen, Morocco's a very, very dangerous team. This is a team that's outscored their opposition 9-3 in the World Cup so far through 4 games. They've only given up 3 goals, the exact amount of goals. One less than France. And France is being talked about a bit as arguably the best team right now. So yeah, should France be heavily favored? Absolutely. Are they probably going to advance? They should. But Morocco's still very, very dangerous. And if there's one thing I've seen in World Cup play is you get a hot goalie, a hot defense, and they could take a mediocre team look phenomenal. If you can't score, you can't win. So be cautious if you're laying goals in that game, because I did see sharp money on the under in goals. And that's with both these, Morocco coming off a 3-0 game, France coming off a low scoring game, but I don't think that's recency bias there. As far as what I bet in that game, it's on the Steam sheet. It's a 4% play on the Steam sheet. So we do have a World Cup play out. What else? A ton of World Cup, UFC to talk about. So if you want real quickly, I'll get the other sports out of the way, give you a couple baseball plays for you off the Steam sheet early. They bet Pittsburgh plus 110. That goes off soon. 961 Yankees plus 135, 957 under 9, Arizona, San Diego. Those are ones I now on the Steam sheet, I add in to let you know which ones I agree with strongest, because there I'm sharing all Steam plays, even from other traders. I have information that share with me. But obviously I don't agree with everything. I don't love everything. But now I'm separating those plays so they could see the ones that I like strongest and agree with. I do like under 9, Arizona, San Diego. I do like the Yankees at that big of plus money. A couple more sides for you. 974 Baltimore minus 115, 976 Miami plus 120, 963 Cleveland minus 115. Under in the Cleveland game, under 9, under 7.5 in the Angels, Texas, under 10 in the Cubs, Baltimore. WNBA, they bet 2 unders. Seattle, Atlanta under to 168.5, and Indiana, Phoenix under through 173. CFL, Saskatchewan, and the under 55.5, 54.5, and Montreal on the money line. Yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything, right?
I think that's it. Yeah. So I'm on the opposite side of you. I'm on the Rays.
I didn't bet it. I didn't release it. I couldn't confirm. So I hope you cash your ticket. I hope you.
Yeah, it's moving towards Rays because the Yankees have decided they're doing the bullpen game today, and that starts in like an hour. So bats have been cold, and the line is already moving on Tampa. So if you want to actually get down on that, if you want Yankees, just wait. If you want Rays, jump on it now. So
boom.
Kyle's going to join us a little bit later to break down some specific fights, but let's talk a little bit of UFC here. There's a PFL card tomorrow, but I believe it's Mena, so I have no interest in that whatsoever. But yeah, let's start talking about some of these fights. What fights are intriguing to you?
And dude, I'm so hyped for this UFC card. And again, I'm really, really focused on lowering volume, being extremely selective, because I don't want to bleed any units out, and hopefully recover some before football gets here. So then it could actually be a profitable 2026, because we still have plenty of time. And as I talked about plenty of times in the past, as we talk right now, today in July, companies like Nike, Sands out here in Vegas, the Win out here in Vegas, Domino's, GM, Tesla, Chipotle, DoorDash, Capital One, I could go on forever. All these major, profitable, successful companies are down 10, 20, 30% in 2026. That's the ride of this kind of investment, of working with markets. Nothing goes up in a straight line. That's the excitement that I have for what's ahead. But I can't be low volume with this UFC card, because it's like a Super Bowl. With the return of Conor McGregor, the playing field has changed as far as this market in this Saturday's UFC card. It's unlike anything, maybe comparable to I mean, we just had it with the White House card, but those are one-offs. And this, even though it's regular, it's not like they're doing something in space or something nuts like that. It's still here. It's a normal here at T-Mobile. It's the return of Conor McGregor after 5+ year layoff, and it just adds that something that you don't see, like a dynamic that no other time you see in the MMA betting market. It'll be like the comparable to the Super Bowl, because people are going to bet this fight and this card that would otherwise not bet like an MMA card. They're going to watch it where otherwise they may not follow even the sport or be big fans of it. And because of that, the public money is really, really not only affecting line moves, but affected the odds makers' opening of the line moves, knowing they're going to get so much public money that they're not as concerned if the sharps pick off a little bit of value. And that's why I think there's so many lines that are close to that, coin flip, where the favorites, at 150 or less in a lot of these fights. And I've already released 7 bets on that card with a 5%. And like I said, my biggest goal right now is to really, really be tight with premium selections and share all the info I can on the Steam sheet. But yeah, this card just has a ton of value, and I think a ton of live dogs. Do you agree?
I have a 3-pack that is up, and 2 of them are dogs.
Oh, so shit. All right. That's what I like. And you fired 3, so that's volume for you.
That's a lot for us.
Can we talk fight real quick? I need your opinion. I would do it off camera, but why not? Let's talk. The viewers will love it. Give me your opinion on Tracy Cortez, and it's actually Wang Tung. It's not Wang Chung Kong. It's Wang Tung. That's how her name. The producers were saying it in my ear yesterday, and I'm like, how the fuck do you come up with Tung from CONG? But okay, we could do that.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a live bet fight for me. If Tracy Cortez, if Tracy Cortez gets it on the ground in the first round, that's her way to go. And you can live bet Tracy Cortez because this is even money fight, so you're going to get a bettable line. If Wang, now you got me. Now you got me. If her opponent can stuff takedowns, it's going to be a domination on the feet and possibly a knockout late because Tracy Cortez has zero striking. It's all about wrestling.
That's why I'm on the tongue side here.
I'm on tongue side. Yeah.
That's who I bet. And Nick Kalikas, who I respect, is opposite me. That scared me a little bit. So I like asking opinions of guys whose opinions I respect. And I do have a couple guys like yourself that do agree with me on the tongue side. I just think her stand-up is so much better than Cortez. Like, she has such a huge advantage on the feet that if Cortez isn't able to control her on a takedown, she's going to get lit up.
KO'd probably. That's how bad Cortez is striking it. Like, she's going to have no defense when Tong starts, unloading on her. So yeah, pre-flop, I would do Tong, and I think you get a good live bet opportunity. Right. So what else? What other fight interests you?
King Green, Terrence McKinney, because of and again, it wasn't the fight that would get me excited. McKinney's, I like watching him fight because you know what you're getting. He's not going to regress to the mean. The sample size just is not big enough. So he's going to end in finishes. The crazy thing is, I did the Contender Series when he was on Contender. And I guess he must be from Washington, or he trained up in Washington, because Michael Chiesa was there. And Chiesa must have trained with him or something. And Chiesa's like, who'd you give out on the McKinney fight? And I forget who I had that night. And make a long story short, he said, well, regardless, this one's ending in round 1. I'm like, yes, seriously? He's like, yeah, he fights for 5 minutes, but he brings hell for 5 minutes. And look, his career's gone like that, where only 2 fights in the UFC, 2 or 3, I think, got out of it. And actually that Contender Series fight it got out of the first round. He got knocked out. But all his fights are like that. And I just think there's so much variance to that. At plus money, and usually, with the age, Green being older, I wouldn't like that sign. But I just think that he's got momentum coming off 3 straight wins. He's taking it personally because he didn't want to take the fight. Him and McKinney are friends. And he said he talked to McKinney like 2 weeks prior and was like, bro, I know they're reaching out, but I'm not taking this fight. Like, I don't want to fight you. There's so many other people we could fight. Why would we fight each other? And McKinney's like, you're right, bro. Let's not do this. Well, McKinney ended up calling him back like a week later, said, hey, they're pressuring me. I think we should do this and shit. And Green got pissed. So now I got a motivated King Green at plus money. I just think it's a coin flip type of fight. Again, McKinney, because of the youth, the slight speed advantage, I think, and length should be favored. But I don't think that big of a favorite. So I kind of lean King Green. And I got talked into that. Like, that was one that didn't jump off the page at me. And that's why I'm a little worrisome. I like the ones that like jump off the page at me, like my 5%. That one jumped off the page at me. Who else? Holloway at this price jumps off the page because it's easy. Like, for myself, and I don't want to go long, but let me make this simple. So as far as the main event goes, if I'm betting because I love the action, I'm a fan, I love sports, pick the winner, bet McGregor, bet Holloway, bet who you like, and I hope you cash a ticket. God bless you. But if I'm betting and I'm using the market as an investment vehicle, then there's only one bet I could make on a side where I got to pass and bet live, and that's Holloway, because he opened as a 600 favorite, and it wasn't as if he opened 600 favorite 2 days ago. This was a month and a half ago. And then he sat around minus 500 for weeks, minus 440, 400 for weeks. So I could have got plus 450 at the start, plus 370, plus 350, plus 300, plus 235, plus 2, like all these pluses on McGregor. Why would I take him now at plus less than 200? And how could I argue it's a good bet? Like, I'm betting at the worst possible time. Compared to the stock market, it would be buying at the top and selling at the bottom. if you constantly are doing that, you're going to go broke. Like if you're buying Bitcoin at 125,000 and constantly panic selling at 60, and you just keep repeating that process, eventually you're going to run out of money. And if you keep betting plus 450 dogs when they close at plus 185, you're going to run out of money eventually. Like, it doesn't mean he's not going to win this fight. McGregor's extremely dangerous, especially early on. He could very easily knock Max Holloway out. But if I thought that, why wouldn't I have betted it plus 350, plus 300, plus 275s? Like all those great numbers. Why would I wait until now at plus 180? Again, it would from
it's because it's casual money.
That's what it is.
It's guys that are not paying attention early.
And all the sharps are going to bet Holloway, and he's probably going to get knocked out, and we're going to look like idiots. But all the sharps, everyone's waiting to see when to pull the trigger. When to pull the trigger.
Yeah. So I have had this fight circled. I'm standing by it that I don't buy this comeback for Conor McGregor in the slightest. I don't see how you can just take 5 years off, go on a cocaine binge for the ages, put all those substances in your body. An injury that most of them
don't even walk. And he had to get all out of the drug protocol because he had to take such hard drugs to overcome that injury. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and he's gotten finished in 3 out of 4. His win was against the corpse of Donald Cerrone. I couldn't believe that they made this fight. I think Max that makes this look easy. Connor's almost gonna have to do a Terrence McKinney and come flying out and try and get a quick finish because
I have a feeling it's going to look like Amanda Nunes and what's it called with Ronda Rousey. She just got
that's
battered.
A good one. Yeah,
she just got battered. You know what I mean? Where like she just looked out of place at that time, and I think Connor's going to look like he's not going to look like his 2015 self, but he's going to look like a fighter from 2015. Fighting in 2026.
Yeah.
And that's not a recipe for success.
Well, I'll tell you my thought on King Green is you don't even need to take him on the money line. You can just take him by finish. It's a McKinney fight. like it's not, you're not going to go by the distance. So you can add like 20 cents, 30 cents worth of value.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right.
If you like Green, just take him by finish. Stylistically, this could be a tough one for Green because he fights patient, hands at his side, and McKinney's not going to let him do it. But the fact that they train together, I think he's gonna know how what's coming.
Lonnie
you said,
Green got steamed early, and now a bunch of Roval money late. I haven't touched that fight.
Yeah, you're right. It's a coin flip type of fight, so why not take the plus money? And then again, you can get up to like plus 140 on Green. So, and it's the same with McKinney. If you like McKinney, there's no reason to take money line. You take him by finish, So
even small prop first round, like look to get higher pay. You know what I mean? Break your bet down in the prop market. I think you're right.
All right, so Gianni, before you go, we have to do.
It's hammer. It's hammer time, right?
It's Thursday hammer, and I got a good one here for you.
Bring out the sledgehammer.
All right.
You want it, Gianni? You got it.
Okay, I found this on the social media. For those of you just joining us, Gianni a while back found a ridiculous prop that somebody made a ridiculous case for, and so we said every Thursday we're going to do a hammer time on Thursday. So here's the ridiculous play of the day. This is a real video that somebody put out. Bobby Witt to hit a home run. That's not the ridiculous part. The ridiculous part is his analysis, and I wrote down what his analysis was. Ready? I think there are going to be a handful of home runs in this game.
Oh, that was
the end of the video.
That
was the end of the video.
My man, straight to the point. He's not there to waste his time or yours. He's efficient.
Hard to argue with.
Just like, so Bobby Witt, he just thinks there's going to be a handful of home runs. There's your Thursday hammer. So,
damn.
Come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, Yanni, tell everyone what you have up at WagerTalk.
My UFC package is up with 7 bets in there, a 5%, a 4%, and a shitload of 3%. There's probably going to be one more bet, 2 max, because like I said, most just jump right off the page. Also, the Steam sheet is up with a 4% in today's World Cup and a ton of information, even covering NBA Summer League. Shout out to the chat. I love you guys. I always check. Anthony Mitchell, thank you. All you guys. With my other guy, what's his name? Block. He's always shouting out. So love you guys. Appreciate the support. Always smash that like button for these guys because they're crushing it. And best of luck to everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. And we even have last call on Saturday. So you'll be seeing me over the next couple of days. Best of luck. Do some damage.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gianni the Greek, for joining us. All of his plays over at WagerTalk. Boy, Dan, rough week for Christian Pulisic, huh? U.S. gets eliminated and all of a sudden hit pieces, assassinations. Like,
it's his fault.
Yeah, he is getting
it's all Pulisic's fault. I mean, he did himself no favors by saying, like, you know, oh, it's done. I can finally rest. Like he was Thanos, like snapping half of the universe. It was a ridiculous quote he put out there. But yeah, now he's getting absolutely buried. So now the retcon comes. He actually broke his leg, and that's why he was out. Yeah, he has not made himself many fans over this past week. And let's be real. You know what I mean? I think it's fair to talk about a guy who was referred to, you know, Captain America. He's such a huge piece of this United States men's national team. And then 3 of the 7 times he's come out to represent his country, he's left the game with an injury or you know, been injured. So, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, he's from Hershey, Pennsylvania, Andy. That's a stone's throw away from where I'm from. So, obviously, I want to support Pulisic, but it's getting hard not to join the snowball that's rolling against him. I think maybe just step back. Maybe just people are going to forget about soccer in 3 weeks anyways. Just say nothing for the next 3 weeks.
Absolutely. So, yeah, goalie more to blame, but Pulisic is the one that was supposed to be carrying the team. He has the expectations. He was supposed to be the savior. And, you know, it's one thing to not perform, but apparently his team, like his media team and his like associates around him have been absolute assholes to people. Like he's cut himself off, not doing interviews, not interacting with. So like when you do stuff like that, when you don't perform, they will let you know about it. They will let out the secrets.
Where was Tristan McKenney? I mean, Balogun, he gets the presidential pardon and he doesn't show up in the game either. But yeah, you know, the thing was the goalie who let up that goal. That was the microcosm of the game. But how about the fact that the entire roster evens up the score, and then 60 seconds later they roll over and let Belgium get right back on the score sheet, killing any momentum you would have had. So it's super easy to point fingers, try and find the boogeyman. Maybe it's just, Andy, this is what the U.S. men's national team is. They're a knockout round. They're a frisky, fun team until they face off against elite talent. And let's not also forget that Belgium also benched their 2 best players to start the game to really send a message that we don't even need our 2 best players against you. So maybe let's stop trying to find the boogeyman and maybe just call it for what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You were gonna be on Morocco, and now you're definitely not on Morocco. I gotta tell you, France over 5.5 corners at -145. That has my attention. France pushes that pace so much. They've had a bunch of corners. I actually had this noted down as a prop that I really liked in this one.
Yeah, I think because everyone's focusing on, which team do you bet on, which they're kind of forgetting that this corner prop has been an absolute banker. And let's also be real. One of our plays that we cashed in on was when Canada was facing off against this Morocco team. And Canada certainly doesn't have the offense that France had. And I think they ended up with, 9 different corners, maybe even more than that, Andy, that Canada ended up with against Morocco. So this is a team who's going to be downhill. And let's see, I'll pull up the actual number. It was 11. Canada had 11 corners against this team, and they aren't as going to be, as downhill. They didn't even get a goal against Morocco. So yeah, over 5.5. That feels like, how did we miss out on that? I mean, France.
Yeah, they had.
Coming off a game they had 12 against Paraguay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They had 9 against Sweden and 12 against Paraguay. There's 5.5. I know it's a little juicy, but with both teams, not anymore for me on this
Nope.
one.
Not for
I
me.
mean,
I was
you almost
it was a play, Andy, that I wanted to make a case for because I like Morocco. I like Morocco on the double chance. And if Morocco wants to keep up with France, they're going to need to score. Now, without your leading scorer, where's that offense come from? Morocco's offense is still decent enough, Andy, but no both teams to score yes for me.
You can still get France to win a clean sheet plus 105. I'm pretty surprised that market hasn't been pounded. I figured people would be jumping on it. Maybe they will by the time it kicks off. But I don't know. Maybe we're overreacting, but it just feels like this might be a bridge too far for Morocco. So we'll see. Let's bring in Joe. We got to talk a little MLB. Hello, Joe. How are you?
What's going on, guys? Having some fun. That great USA team we got. Real bunch of quality individuals.
Fault, Joe.
Yeah.
It's all Pulisic's fault, man.
Well, if he didn't sound like such a tool bag after the game, like it was no big deal. Like it kind of stinks. Like apparently he's been a douche forever, and everybody has kind of bit their tongue, and just because he was the only guy on the team. But he doesn't strike me as this like fearless leader of somebody that is going to run through brick walls for. And that's ultimately the problem with soccer in this country is we don't have a Jordan. We don't have a Kobe. We don't have a LeBron. We don't have a guy that screams, follow me. And, we're going to bolt. We don't have that. So we got Pulisic, who's more than happy to, this hurt. Hammy. That sucks. I turned it over 11 times. I couldn't win. That just sucks. We'll get him in another 18 years. Like his attitude blows. Absolutely blows.
Yeah, I would bet the limit that I don't think Pulisic will be on the roster the next time this
it's going to be 80. I mean, what is he? Yeah. He's already 27, 28. Like, so what do we need? A 31-year-old loser who's never here. As sure as I'm sitting here, Dan, mark this tape. 4 years from now, he'll be hurt.
Yeah, I was just about to say, not only will his age will finally match the age of his hamstrings, Joe, which is just about 80.
He'll be hurt.
So yeah,
he'll be hurt. Yeah, he'll get a hat trick in a friendly that means nothing against the third stringers.
He's back.
Ooh, he's back. No, he's not. He'll be hurt. Bet it now.
Now this is, folks, just a sprinkling of what you can get on the best betting show ever here live on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe. But Joe, let's talk the Diamond. Let's forget what's happening on the pitch here for a little bit, as most United States fans will in just about 2 weeks. Phillies Reds. So Phils are going to head to Luzardo today here, Joe, after they absolutely got their ass kicked yesterday. Now, the nice thing is the last 5 times Luzardo has gone up to the mound here for the Phils, and this is going to be a rubber game. Phils got the win. 3 of those were decisions to Luzardo. So the guy's in good form, looking to get the win here in the rubber match. Joe, how do you see this one shaking out, Phils and the Reds?
Well, I think we're getting runs. I mean, to me, Luzardo is Luzardo. I mean, the Reds, the only thing they seem to hit well is left-handed pitching. And it's been that way over the last couple of weeks. Now, obviously, Luzardo is a lefty, but to me, this whole handicap has got to center around what are the Phillies going to do against Brady Singer? If the answer is, they're not going to score runs, then the Phillies have a big problem because I do think Luzardo certainly can limit what's going on here with this Reds team. I mean, he has struck out at least 8 or more guys, I think, in the last 5 starts, 4 or 5 starts here for Luzardo. So he's got the swing and miss potential. The Reds love the strikeout. I think he can absolutely limit damage here of this Reds lineup, but the Phillies got to get to Singer. I mean, they got to be able to score some runs. We've seen nothing but Reds money early today. We saw the Phillies minus 160, 165. That was bet down almost 10 cents since early this morning. So I don't know what and now granted, the bullpen of the Phillies that could be part of the problem. Yep. But call me nuts. I think the Phillies play from in front, given these 2 starting pitchers. and what we know. I don't trust the Reds bullpen. Can't trust the Phillies bullpen, Dan. You know this. Yeah, I'll take the run line with the Phillies in the first 5. I think they play from a front. Luzardo will do a better job of limiting runs than I think Singer will versus the Phillies. And the bullpens are a toss-up as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I like you cutting the game in half. That's something you also do here on the channel, doing your first 5 videos that you can check out here when you hit that subscribe button. I feel like the over is in play too. I know it was only 5 runs total in the first match, but you kind of saw what these offenses can do, and the bullpens ain't getting any more rested. You're heading into Thursday's tilt. But Joe's taking the Phils in the first 5. Joe, tell folks about that first 5. Tell them also about best betting show ever they can grab here on the channel. And also, what do you got over at your page before we talk this Brewers game?
Well, I do. I got a 4% MLB top play tonight, locked and loaded for you guys on a, I believe, 14-7 run here, up 18 units over the last couple of weeks. And gotta love it, because I love this time of year for the NBA Summer League, because the markets are ridiculously off. They are very soft, guys. And it is, if you enjoyed cashing tickets during the NBA season, you're going to love this NBA Summer League, because it's all about perception, and the market takes them a little while to catch up with what's actually going on with some of these teams. And there are some monster opportunities just on tonight's card in day 1 here that we can take advantage of. So I've got one of those already locked up and ready to roll. So 1 NBA Summer League, 1 4% Major League Baseball play. Go get it. Go. What is it? That 3-day buy 3, get 3, the summer special right now, the 6-day all access pass. That's the way to do it. Go get it, guys, over at WagerTalk.com.
Yeah, absolute no-brainer. And how does Joe beat their ass in NBA season? It's because he starts beating their ass in the preseason, in the summer league.
So much fun.
That's how he does it.
If
you're wondering, how does he just keep doing it? Well, it starts in the summer, folks. You can be a part of it. WT.buzz/JR. All right, Joe, Brewers and Cardinals. I think probably the main storyline in this one is Logan Henderson going to be back here for the Brewers. Last time he was pitching was May 22nd. So that's where the handicap starts for me. What do you think about Henderson coming back? Started the season, kind of a little bit shaky, but some strong, decent starts as well. What do you think now that he's going to be back hopping on the mound here for the Brewers as they're taking on the Cards?
Well, you got a lot of guys like this on the card here today, guys. In fact, guys that are coming back off the eye. I mean, Patrick Sandoval, I thought he was driving Ubers. I had no idea that it's been almost 2 years since we've seen him get absolutely lit up on the mound. Remember, he was with the Angels and he never met a batter. He didn't like to hit a home run. Then he had Tommy John surgery, had setbacks, but I don't know. Somehow he's on the mound here tonight, Sandoval is. I think that's going to be interesting for the Red Sox. The good news is he's a lefty, and the White Sox can't hit lefties. We'll see how that one goes. Jason Junk is another one that has been 45-plus days after he took one off the shin. So for Miami, and now you bring up Logan Henderson, another guy off the IL. What are you going to get after a 7-week absence? We know what he was prior, but who knows what you're going to get now. I know what you're going to get from Pimblett. You're going to get a lot of ground balls. You're not going to get a lot of home runs. You're not going to have a ton of home run opportunities. Why? Busch Stadium suppresses home runs better than any ballpark in Major League Baseball. They also gave Pimblett an extra day, like they gave McGreevy last night an extra day, and you see how well that worked out for him. So, yeah, I get a ground ball pitcher with an extra day of rest. I like Pimblett. I like him a lot. He's not going to miss a ton of bats, but he's going to give up a lot of soft contact. I don't think the Brewers, who don't hit home runs, are going to be able to take advantage of anything he brings to the table. And as far as Henderson goes, he strikes out a lot, but the Cardinals happen to be one team that strikes out the fewest against left-handed pitching this season. They took the first couple of games. It's a 5-game series. This is the final one because they had the makeup game. So, yeah, the Cardinals got one back last night after losing the first 3. I think they get one more here today at plus money. I'll take my chances with Palante at Busch Stadium getting it done.
Joe, it's been a great week of shows for the best betting show ever because it has been a no Prez week thus far.
Yes.
Do we get a return of Prez today? Who's on the show? Why should folks check it out? It's going to be live shortly after we're done here.
Listen, the word is, I'm not even answering the phone. I'm not looking because the word is Prez got bounced with pocket aces. And that is just not, that is not a conversation I want to have at all. So I think he should take another month off. Just work it, you know what I mean? Go out, settle it up. You'd be good to go. Art and I, Carmine's been great joining us every day for the World Cup. Carmine and I have got you covered here today. Carmine's got some great off-the-wall World Cup prop bets that you guys are going to want to hear as well. So that'll be up here shortly over at WagerTalk's YouTube page.
Carm's getting bored with how much he's winning in the World Cup that he's like making.
Yeah,
the most
poor
random,
guy.
Yeah. He's making the most random bets, and you can find them over on the best betting show ever. Joe, always a pleasure, man. Keep cashing, folks. Grab those plays over at his page. Like he said, buy 3 days, get 3 days free. That's the way to get in. Best of luck with the play going tonight, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Go Team USA. Oh, no, that's right. They're out already.
Oh, it's over. That's over, unfortunately. Yeah, Pulisic. Let's go. Get your jerseys out, Andy.
I can't imagine. You know what's so funny is like, can you imagine being in a tournament with countries like France and England, and we have the snob? like of all the countries, we have the snobby soccer player.
That's honestly fair. It's a very fair point you make, Andy. We're the one who's sifting his wine and sniffing it, and that's that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
Although ask most people, they'll say yes. All the douches are in the U.S. Depending on who you ask. I'm pretty sure somebody dropped that in the comments earlier, Andy. So you never know what you're going to get.
That did happen. Yeah. So we're going to talk to Kyle Anthony, and then I have a list of the top 5 things I tasted on the Detroit trip. So I put the rankings. So while we're talking to Kyle, if you want to make your list, but a lot of specials over at Wager Talk. We've got WNBA best bet that goes off tonight. I've got 3 UFC plays that are up. 2 of them are dogs, and we added a bonus fun little parlay that we really love. And we're going to have a really nice dog in the NASCAR race this weekend. So MLB, WNBA, UFC, there's no reason to get just one pack for us. Go get that by 3 days. I think it's 7. I think it's 7 days for the price of 3.
Oh,
so,
wow.
It gets you a full week. So you get all the plays for myself, Dan, Jim, and Jan. So looking forward to getting a winning weekend under our belts going into next week. So, all right, let's bring in Kyle. I gotta be honest. I was skeptical this fight was even going to take place, but but here we are. We're talking about Conor McGregor making his triumphant return. I kind of can't believe it. I know where I stand on this one. I'm not buying this comeback in the slightest. Where do you stand on it?
Yeah, so you got the return of Conor McGregor here, and we're going to find out if, a 5-year layoff and cocaine is a great foundation for MMA. We're going to find that out on Saturday. But in his prime, Conor was an absolute, just dominating, going out there, great footwork, power, bouncing in and out of the pocket, great counter striking. But that was all back in 2016. This is a far time away from his prime at this point, and pretty much that's going to be the debate. Is he going? What version are we going to be getting of him? And while Conor's been out since 2021, you look at Max, and Max has been extremely active. He's 6-3 over that span. He's fought 6 former champions, only lost to Volkanovski, Topuria, and Charles Oliveira. So obviously the top of the top while Conor's been doing those extracurricular activities. And the big question here, I think, on the Max Holloway side is really going to be that moving up in weight, moving up to 170 pounds. Obviously, there's a million questions that we have on the McGregor side, but that is one, a certain concern for Max Holloway moving up. And obviously, this is something that, Conor's team is, during negotiations was, they're trying to force Max up in weight, thinking they're going to have a size advantage. He already is the harder hitter between the two. Now they're thinking, hey, maybe we've got a little bit more power on our side. So some of those things, I think, can bring question marks to it. But the biggest issue that we've seen throughout Conor McGregor's career is going to be the fact that he's got not very good cardio. Even in his prime, outside of 2 rounds, he can start to slow down. Now, he was knocking out a lot of guys early, so we never really had to get into that. But again, that was in his prime. And even when you look back at his 2 fights against Dustin Poirier in 2021, where he fought back-to-back, a couple months, apart, going back watching those fights, it's not a good look. I mean, he looked slow. He looked bad. He looked sluggish. He wasn't looking good when, just absorbing strikes. He looked uncomfortable there. And again, that's 5 years ago. So you have to expect worse cardio. You have to expect a decline in skill set. You have to. And then you look at Max, he's got proven 5-round cardio. The guy can fuel, the volume, just the pushing that kind of pace. I think it's going to overwhelm Conor. I think early. I think obviously, there's a chance for Conor, and that's really kind of what you look at this is he's got to go, Conor's only chance here is going, guns blazing early. He can't just try to outpoint Max. He can't just work out at range. He's going to have to go for it, lean on the power, hope to land something big, and really change the momentum of the fight. But I've got Max here. I think Max by knockout -120 is a strong play here. I think that this is not going to a decision. And I think Conor, is going to have a puncher's chance very, very early. And then I think everything goes down. But give me Max by knockout at -120.
I have no notes. I think this is laughable for McGregor. Don't forget the last time we saw him, his leg was hanging off, like his leg was
right.
broken.
And even in that fight, even in that fight, he was not looking good. I mean, it's almost like the leg break gave him an excuse. It was he had this leg break. Oh man, that's if he just got washed there again, this fight doesn't even happen. This fight does not even happen. So I think he's coming back. I'm sure there's a nice payday for him and all those other things, but 38 years old, inactivity, everything going down. It's a bad look for him.
Yeah. I don't even get the comeback. I don't even understand. Right. I don't understand it. Why? Are you that bored? Maybe the Coke has gotten to his head, literally and figuratively. So this is a great fun fight. Benoit Saint-Denis and Paddy Pimblett. Interesting last fight for Paddy. Tries to go toe-to-toe striking with Dustin Poirier here, but this guy is Benoit Saint-Denis has set the record for most staph infections coming into a fight. He's got another one.
Take a shower or something. Wash the mats. I mean, what is going on over there? It's insane that every fight week there is absolutely pictures on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, that there is he's got staph on his neck, he's got it on his foot, he's got it on his every single fight week. So we'll see what kind of level he's got this time.
Well, break it down for us. What do you expect in this one? This one should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you got Benoit Saint-Denis, he's -140 on the comeback. You've got Paddy Pimblett, he's +120. And when you look at Benoit Saint-Denis, the God of War, this guy is absolutely aggressive. He's going to come forward. He's going to look to crash the pocket, blitz, really overwhelm his opponent right out of the gate. And he's strong. He's physical, very violent, even on the ground. He gets you to the ground. He can be strong ground and pound. He could look for submission, but really wants to be violent there. In the clinch, up against the fence, it's knees, it's elbows. And he's been able to do that at a very high clip and really, again, overwhelm his opponents. While you've got Paddy on their side here, who is a grappler, but he's got the durability, but really, the submission game is really what he is elite at. Fight gets to the ground, there are opportunities when he's on top. He can do a lot of damage. He can really hunt for those submissions, but he does enjoy brawling. And that's something else that we have seen that he does. It's probably a fight IQ thing where he wasn't shooting takedowns against Justin Gaethje, didn't really attempt them at all. Gaethje was the one that was getting takedowns, and that's a very big issue here. When you look at that fight, first of all, hangovers are bad, but title fight hangovers are worse. And this is really a letdown spot, I think, for Paddy here, where he was at the pinnacle, had that shot really to face Justin Gaethje. A lot of people kind of thought he was going to be able to get the job done. He looked bad. Now he's facing a tough stylistic matchup in Benoit Saint-Denis, who is very, very hungry for this spot. And I think the biggest issue on the Paddy side is his wrestling. He's got that jiu-jitsu, he's got the ground game, but he is unable to really get those takedowns and find top control. And what I think is really interesting about this is the fact that over Paddy's 8 UFC fights, He's only landed 4 takedowns, but conversely, on the other side of it, he's actually over that same time frame been taken down 15 times. Now he's been able to find, submissions and that against lower level fighters, so that has worked out for him. But I think this lines up horribly for Paddy Pimblett here because, this is a massive problem for him where BSD is going to be able to dictate the pace, get the fight to the ground, maul him down there. He averages 4 takedowns per 15 minutes. So he's going to be able to look for those takedowns. He's been successful at it. He's going to be able to get that top position here. And clearly, the biggest advantage is that Benoit is just a far better wrestler. Now, grappling is definitely, a little, going to be on the side of Paddy, but just pure wrestling, top control, and violence is all on the Benoit Saint-Denis side here. So I think he finds top control. I think he mauls him from the top. And I think that this is a Benoit Saint-Denis victory here. So minus 140, I think is actually not a bad price. I think it should be minus 180 range. So give me Benoit to get the job done here.
All right. Any other fights you're really interested in? I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this Whitaker Krylov fight is just.
The one that you guys were talking about, Tracy Cortez fight. Yeah. I actually like the other side on that spot here. And just real quickly, I mean, one of the things that is the biggest issue on that is yes, no doubt, Wang is going to be the better striker. She's going to have all of those things, but the thing that I think this is a great buy low spot on Tracy is because she's probably one of the better wrestlers in the division. And she has fought. She couldn't get her wrestling going in her last few fights. It's because she fought high level wrestlers and she wasn't able to get it going. I mean, she was, do I even have it written here somewhere? She was fighting high level, it was Jasmine Jasuda Vicious. It was Erin Blanchfield, Rose Namajunas, Melissa Gatto. These are strong physical wrestlers that can defend some of those. I think this is really where her wrestling is going to shine. I think she's not going to have much resistance there. I think she knows the path. She looks in great shape. So I like Tracy here. I think that the price is not bad either. And if, she's got that path to victory, takedowns. And also last thing about that fight is that in her last fight for Wang, she was taken down 3 times against a much lesser wrestler. I think that Tracy can get the wrestling, hold her down. It's not going to be the sexiest win, but hold her down and probably win by decision. But I like her at the money line.
Yeah, you're 100% right. If she gets the wrestling going, this is good. This is going to look domination. It's going to be a domination one way or the other.
It will, probably.
This Whitaker Krylov fight has my attention. I smell a retirement here for Whitaker. He's flying all of his kids out here. That's a gigantic red flag. He's moving.
Yeah, that's like waving the red flag. That's like this is it, guys. I mean, that is it. Moving up in weight. Like he's like, forget cutting anymore. Let me face a guy that I might have a chance against. That's pretty much what it is. But I agree with you. I like Krylov here. I think that he's going to get the job done. He's big, he's physical, and I think this is a good buy for the Reaper here.
Yeah, absolutely. I was almost in on Costa over Durden. And now I'm not. The price has talked me off of it. I forgot how bad Costa's looked in his last.
Dude, that honestly, I was literally doing the same thing early in the week. I felt pretty good about Costa. I was like, he's going to come forward. The only thing is the size advantage. Durden is very big for the division, but still, Costa's a tank. He can just he can swing hard. I think inside the distance for Costa is a play where it's minus 260. You can get him plus 100. I think it's actually, if he's going to win, he's going to put Durden away. He doesn't have good cardio, who's hittable, who outside of the first round can really slow down. So I like Costa inside the distance. But again, I have started to kind of worry about it a little bit just because Durden could wet blanket him and take him down.
And I believe we have the biggest favorite in UFC history on this card. Dan, he's minus 2,800. And
almost minus 4,000 I'm seeing.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. I mean, for a guy with 3 fights, I mean, listen,
he's never fought UFC. That's the other thing.
Ellison is horrible. I mean, they went to the bottom of the barrel and then they went below the barrel, underneath the barrel, and was like, who can we get to give this guy a victory on a Conor McGregor card? Okay, it's Ellison, and they threw him in there. So he's got a puncher's chance, but I mean, this has got to be an absolute smash spot for him, and he's going to be exposed at some point, but I don't think it's going to be here.
No, he's going to be a massive fade at some point. You're
At
going to
some
get a
point, right?
big
When
club.
he takes that next step up in competition, there's going to be, he's going to be able to maul people, take them down, wrestle them. But when he's got like the same thing, stand, strike, it's going to be a different world when someone can defend a takedown.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited for the Sandhagen Bautista. I'm leaning Bautista on that one at plus money. Coin flip fight for me. I kind of just feel like Bautista's the side, but haven't bet it yet. So
yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
What do you have up for everyone for this Saturday? Monster card.
So I do have a 5% play up right now. I've got 4 plays. I'm going to probably have 6. So it's going to be a big slate for me here. Love this card from a betting perspective here. We're on a nice run. Cash in the last few events here. 15 units of profit over those events. And also for the clients that did buy I do it. The last couple of years I've done it where you're trying to, do a couple future bets here. We're going to look to possibly cash one here on Carlos Ulberg to be the light heavyweight champion by the end of 2026. Will profit us another 32 units. So we've got that kind of dangling. It sounds like Ulberg won't be fighting the rest of this year. So we've got that going on. So we've got some nice things happening here. We've got a nice card and a nice finishing to the summer here as well. So take a look, WagerTalk.com, and let's keep it rolling.
All right, Kyle Anthony. That's a great bet on Ulberg.
I had a 5% on Ulberg, and that when his leg was torn, and then he sparks him out, and I'm like, okay, please, that's it for 2026. That's it. Just that's it. Just take a rest. I'll see you early 2027.
Yeah, we had a 5% on that bet as well. On that.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Well.
Oh yeah. Guy tears his ACL.
That was a scary one, but I will take it.
Yeah, UFC guys are built different. Tear your ACL and then knock a guy out.
I mean, he was throwing head kicks. Like his ACL torn, and he's still throwing friggin' head kicks. I was like, holy shit, like that's absurd. And then he even backed up to try to just kind of lean on it. The way that he was able to do that, I thought was pretty damn impressive overall. I was pretty damn impressive.
Insane. All right, Kyle Anthony's got a 5% best bet going over at WagerTalk.com. Good luck, Kyle.
All right, guys, take care.
Later, brother.
All right. Let's see. Norway, England, the UFC 329 Saturday parlay. So
what's the parlay?
What is it? Are you asking for us to build it? I'll build it.
Well, speaking of England, I just saw that guy who got the red card. I don't see his name here. In that England game against Mexico, he did not get the presidential pardon, so he will be missing the next game. Unfortunately, the Queen and King didn't make enough push for him, so he will be suspended for the next game.
All right, here's your
parlay. I like
Norway
to start.
I just put both teams to score parlayed with Max Holloway. Get you plus 137.
I'm down.
How do both teams? I mean, both teams, these offenses, Holland's going to get one. Kane's going to get one. Like
Norway's defense.
Yeah. So there's a parlay for everybody. Best bet for today's France and Morocco. I think this might be a client play. I think this might be a small client play. Yeah. That is going to be a client play. We're going to do over 5.5 corners for France. Their pressure is just too much. I'm going over these. Yeah, and I forgot. Yeah, one of the last bets we won was that Canada to go over what they have, like 4.5 corners against Morocco. Yeah, they ended up with 11. Could have laddered that thing up a mile. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, because we'll look at this 5.5. Shop around, find that price. It's a little juicy. I'm still fine with over 6.5 corners. I honestly think that I might ladder it up to 8.5, where you're getting plus 250. So I think I'm going to start at 5.5 corners, and then I'm going to do some incremental bets over 6.5, over 7.5, over 8.5 corners for France against Morocco. But the official bet, let's get that 5.5. If that's too juicy for you, you can grade us at 6.5. I think they have at least 7.
Yeah. So, all right. By the way,
I think you're talking double digits, to be honest. So,
yeah. We're gonna get to the menu we had in Detroit. Any storylines in Premier League lacrosse, PLL?
Yeah, so this weekend in PLL, finally all teams are going to be in action. So typically you have teams who, are some are playing, some aren't. This is the first weekend, I think the only weekend until obviously playoffs roll around, that all 8 teams are in action. One of the biggest storylines, that heading into the year, we like the California Redwoods. They currently are leading the league. However, they are underdogs for the first time of the season this weekend, taking on the Water Dogs. So I think I'm finalizing the card, Andy, because the games are on Friday and Saturday, but that's a big storyline coming in. Underdogs still cashing in a good clip here in the PLL. So probably biggest storyline is Redwoods look great. And the other storyline is the team that won the championship in last year, the New York Atlas. They've been riddled with their injuries, and they are not looking great. They're sitting at 3-3. Season's kind of hanging in the balance. How do they find it out this weekend? Last one, Andy, that I will say is last year we liked fading teams who played 2 games a weekend. There's always one team, if they're the homecoming team, that plays 2 in a weekend. They were only 2-6 straight up in that second game last year. They cracked the code now that they're doing it again, Andy. All teams in their second game, 6-0 straight up. Team that plays the second game of the weekend, especially if they lose their first one, it's been a really good bet. So second half of the season starts this Friday. We're going to get, I think we'll be firing a lot more in PLL in this second half of the season, especially now that we're away from World Cup.
All right. Before we get out of here, the top 5 food beverage items that I had, and here's my ranking. Coming into number 5, the gyros that we had in Greektown, always solid, always delicious. The food scene in Detroit is shockingly good. So I have gyros at number 5. 4, I have that orange creamsicle daiquiri that they had at the Detroit
That thing
Tiger
was
Stadium.
so good. And when it was hot as shit, that thing hit different at Tiger Stadium. Go to the daiquiri stand, but you have to find the one that's the orange daiquiri stand, because not all of them have the orange. The orange is another level.
I like, honestly, I wasn't going to do it. And someone was like, yo, you got to try that orange creamsicle daiquiri. I was like, okay. So I did it. It was worth it. Just the overall old fashions. We had a smoky old fashioned. We had an incredible old fashioned at the pizza place. I was stunned at how good and consistent the old fashions were up there. And it's tough between 1 and 2. You can't go wrong with either. I have lobster roll pizza at number 2, and then number 1 was the Australian Wagyu that Kelly and I split for dinner at the steakhouse. Very, very close, but to this day, it's one of the most interesting food items I've ever tasted. The lobster roll pizza. Yeah. Big Detroit style, white sauce, big chunks of lobster, cheese, cod, potato chips on top, and then drawn butter. Out of this world. It was out of this world. It was so good. It was so good. So
what it was, yeah, that's what, and people were saying, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, so this is what it looked like. And some people may say, what the hell am I looking at here? Trust me. You just trust me. You go to Grandma Bob's in Detroit, you get the lobster roll pizza. Do Andy and I look like 2 guys who don't know what we're talking about when it comes to food? Let's be real. We know our way around a delicious meal. Your top 5 is perfect. I mean, like you said, it's an old-fashioned town. If that is your drink, you can't go wrong anywhere in Detroit. I, of course, have to give a shout-out to Sexy Steak, where they did the gold fashion, where you saw I had the smoke dome. We shared that video. It was Remy Martin XO, Contro, and a brown sugar honey in it. Phenomenal. The only one that I would say missed that you didn't get to try, Andy, was we catered Lebanese food from Cover Catering. Incredible guy, huge Argentina fan. I can't imagine what he was doing in his brain during that Argentina game. We were sending him all the good vibes in the world. Had some incredible Lebanese food. So if you're ever in Detroit, you need someone catering, Cover is a great spot. So everything was to die for, man. And at Grandma Bob's, the steak gets the headline because you're at a steakhouse. But they also, I'm sure you tried those Wagyu meatballs that I'm sure used that same Australian Wagyu. Incredible, to die for. The desserts, I know you don't have as much of a sweet tooth as I do. Tuxedo pie was insane. The spumoni was incredible. The cheesecake, amazing. So, yeah, Sexy Steak, I was floored. We only ended up there because we were looking at some other spots. And then JD was like, hey, let's go and try this Sexy Steak. It's a very unique style, Detroit style place. And through, anytime we're in town at Detroit, I might not order as much, but I would be stopping by Sexy Steak. That's for damn sure.
Yes. Yeah. So it was great. The highlight, there's not one single highlight. It was a great trip and a lot of fun. So
it's getting to work with this team is literally the highlight. You know what I mean? Like getting together with this squad, that's the highlight. You know what I mean? It's we put in a lot of work and we work hard. So getting to play hard with people who have really become some of our best friends, Andy, that was the highlight, was getting to work for this team for sure.
Yes. All right. That's going to do it for us. Went a little long. We got a monster show for tomorrow. We're going to get you ready for the weekend. Make sure you hit that like button. We are in play in WNBA. We're going to have that corners play up. So go grab a buy 7 days for the price of 3. It'll get you all plays for the next week, including any of Dan's lacrosse plays that he has. We will have a plus money NASCAR play, and we already have 3 UFC plays that are up right now. So no need to get a package, just get a pass, and let's turn this into a winning weekend. Thanks very much for joining us, and tomorrow we'll announce all the 3-day pass winners. So have a great Thursday. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care.